Yo, hope you're all having an amazing day. So I thought I'd make this video today explaining the pros and cons of having Vault Edition because it's so expensive. But because I want to give you an accurate description of what Vault Edition is actually like, I thought I'd get Vault Edition so that I can speak from hands-on experience. So the first thing everyone notices about Vault Edition is the fact that it costs £29 more than the standard edition. But why is this? Is it just for the camos, or is there a pay-to-win feature behind all of this? I think it's also important to note that when I say pay-to-win, I don't necessarily mean the guns doing more damage than they necessarily would on standard edition, because pay-to-win just infers that people are getting an unfair advantage over other people who have paid less for something. So you'll also notice in the video I am using the Jackal PDW and the Brainstorm, which is the variant of the LR762, which is my main class anyway. And the reason I use this is because I feel like that will be the best way for me to determine if it is pay to win, because I'm used to that class. So let's talk about what would happen if you bought Vault Edition on launch. So if you did buy Vault Edition on launch, you would notice two things. One of the things would be the extra skins you have access to, and the other thing is the preset classes that you'll have access to. Now that in itself doesn't sound like it could be pay to win until you dig a little bit deeper. So if you look at the presets for the classes you get access to, you'll notice they all come with attachments. This means you don't have to do what everyone else does and grind for every single attachment you want. And it's not even like the game gives you bad attachments for the classes. They give you like actually difficult attachments to get, which in my eyes is seen as a bit pay to win, because it just gives you access to features other people don't have access to. However, you also have to remember that this is £30 more than the standard edition, which means it could also be just seen as value for money. Now the camos that come with the preset guns look very nice aesthetically. However, I did feel like I was almost at a disadvantage because they were so colourful. So on to the next thing, how did the guns actually feel? Did I feel like I had a pay to win advantage? And the answer is no. In fact, they even felt worse than my normal loadout. I felt like I was getting killed by a lot more enemies because everyone could just see my gun from the other side of the map because of how colourful it was. The guns were also way bulkier because of their camo, so they took up more of the screen than my normal loadout, which overall just restricted my field of vision. So in my eyes, the guns weren't really pay to win, and I honestly don't really like using them. So for the gun side of Vault Edition, what benefits do you actually get? Well, you get a camo that gives you your position away every single second you're playing, and you get some attachments that you don't need to grind for. So for practicality, I don't think there's actually any benefits in getting Vault Edition. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at the skins that are included in Vault Edition. So for the first skin you get in Vault Edition, you get Brutus. Now I feel like if you used Brutus, I feel like it would be a disadvantage, because he's just really chunky, and I feel like his hitbox would be really bad. So the next skin we're going to be looking at is the Adler Umbra skin. Now for me this skin is okay. I don't really like the orange eyes, and he is still really chunky, but compared to the other Vault Edition skins, he's probably one of my favourites. And the only reason I like him more than Brutus is because he's more basic colours, and I feel like he'd be more difficult to spot. So now we're on to my favourite skin, which is the Park Oblivion skin. Now the reason Park's my favourite character is because of the lack of colour on him. He's also the slimmest character in the collection, which means he has a better hitbox than the other characters. And I feel like you'll be able to move around the map a lot more, because he would be harder to spot, because he's not lit up like a Christmas tree. And this leaves us with our fourth and final skin, which is Claws. Now in my eyes, Claws is the worst skin in the game, and this is for many different reasons. The main one being, he glows brighter than Curium. He's also just like the Wish.com version of Ted the Bus Driver from Black Ops 2. So in conclusion, I think that Vault Edition isn't really pay to win. However, the cosmetics are really cool. And if you, say for instance, just like the cosmetics of the game, then I think you would get your money's worth. So that's all for today, guys. If you want to stay updated with any news based around COD, all you need to do is drop a like and subscribe, and you can comment what you want to see next, and I'll try and make a video on it as soon as possible. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Just a really quick note to add on to that, I'll be aiming to post around 3 times a week from now, as my schedule is getting relatively busy. However, I'll keep you all updated on the latest COD news surrounding literally everything. Other than that, I hope this video was very helpful to you and helped you understand what Vault Edition included and the pros and cons of it.